Hello everyone, this is Scarzig, and welcome back to another episode of Shardbound. Today, we're going to be playing Director Petra and the Red Army. Oh, perfect, we get an instant Q-pop. Now, Petra is pretty interesting because she relies on hand buffing mechanics, where your minions buff the minions in your hand and make them stronger, and then you scale into these later plays. And that's what we're going to be looking for here. Light Dancer is also good with Petra because she's ranged. And so that +2 attack is great to keep up on the board. So I think I'm going to hold on to the Light Dancer, but I'm not going to replace it just yet. And that, just so you know, I only have a 3-card starting hand. But when you hover over this spell, Scrap, that gives a tune-up, it shows up to let you know what tune-up is. It gives a friendly minion +1. So it's really good removal, but I think we'll wait till later for that to come back to our hands. Nice. Excellent. Okay, so the good thing about... I typically play yellow, right? And so melee versus ranged plays out a lot differently than ranged versus ranged. So I'm actually going to move here, which is fine. She gets to move here, or rather to this space, and get the first shot in on me, which is great. I don't mind that at all because I'm just trying to take over this high ground. Ooh, never mind. That really puts a kink in my plans. Baffling Presence can move through enemies and terrain. After moving, give adjacent enemies -2 attack for a turn. So that effectively zones my ass. Because I cannot afford to take additional damage from the Baffling Presence, or have, any stats robbed from me.
Idea.
So what I'm going to do is move here, trade shots, and summon the Efficiency Expert. I want to make sure I summon it somewhere that she can't hit. Reduce the cost of the... I have 3 next turn, so I'm going to reduce the Upgrade Technician so I can play this next turn, buff the Assault class mech, and then maybe go from there. Shockblade Smuggler. Ability 1, gain Splash this turn. So he can pay 1 mana and give this splash so it deals damage to everything next to the target that it hits. So this is actually an aggressive opening from blue that I am not used to seeing at all.
Let's maximize value.
I should have probably summoned this maybe here, to be a bit closer to this point to threaten, because now the Baffling Presence really gets to get a nice hit off on me. So I think we let's see.
Let's maximize
We'll
value.
move here.
Got an idea.
And we'll move there.
Target locked.
And we'll summon the Upgrade Technician. We'll upgrade the Raid class mech, because that way I can give it ranged, and that'll be a really strong ranged unit to help us combat this this early pressure. Because again, the Baffling Presence has us bottled up in our spawn really, really hard, because I do not want its ability to go off, because it can debuff you after it moves and then get off that melee hit and then, not take a lot of damage, and then it just keeps the pressure going. The Shockblade Smuggler is something I want to stay away from as well. So once I take out the Baffling Presence, I'll be able to start moving forward this way, hopefully. If he's smart, I think my opponent will probably back off with the Baffling Presence, maybe start bringing his units down this way. So that way, he can still pressure me in my spawn, and then he just has the Baffling Presence waiting in the wings where I'm not able to take pot shots at it. Because I got this one hit of damage, that's actually really, really good for me. Because next turn I can follow up with Raid Class Mech into Light Dancer. So if he doesn't move this out of my line of sight, then I can hit it for 3 and kill that off. And that'll relieve so much pressure off the side of my board. Looks like my opponent, after thinking it over, is going to go for that. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that. Mori has the ability to pay 2 mana and move one of your minions, and so she just got that that body out of the way for the Shockblade Smuggler, which again is fine, right? The Quillblade is kind of annoying because it gets +1/+1 after you gain a spell, and so I need to try to close the distance on that thing. Fortunately for us, I have the ability to do just that. Now I have 4 mana, so I can go 2 and 2 here. So Light Dancer is definitely a must play this turn. And I'm wondering if I want to go Raid Mech. Yeah, I think I'm going to play ranged Raid Class Mech.
What do you got, Rupert?
I think what I do, well, the Mori's ability is kind of problematic as well because she can move one of my minions near me and get the Shockblade Smuggler's splash off. So we're gonna have to play. We'll play the Light Dancer over here. I get its attack buff no matter where I summon it, right? And that way, it's still pressuring him without being in range of being moved into splash. And I'm going to do the same thing, leaving that here. And yeah, unfortunately, because I want to clean up the Shockblade Smuggler, I'm actually going to hold off on summoning another unit this turn. Basically, I'll be able to move Petra maybe over to this spot, and then summoning something on this tile will make it safe from Shockblade Smuggler getting a splash off on me. That's a bit annoying. He was able to... I was hoping he would be forced to make that trade, or at least bring the Quillblade over and trade there. But this is cool.
I'm here.
Because range doesn't counterattack, he decided to just get that 4 damage. Astral Wanderer. Costs 2 less if you played a spell this turn. And this is... I think, honestly, I'm going to begin to outscale, because this is what red does. I still have this thing that I buffed up. I'm going to be playing the Valiant class mech next turn, and then I think I can just swing things from here. Quillblade, what's your movement?
Let's think this through.
Yeah, I think I just take the high ground. Because
Let's maximize value.
I can trade here, which is really important, again, for relieving pressure, like I was talking about.
You're waste.
And now I have 5. So... And I'll summon the Raid Class Mech over here, just so that I can get it into high ground earlier. And... I'm actually going to... I'm going to play the Efficiency Expert down here. That way, it baits down the Quillblade, hopefully.
Zooming.
Because it's a bit like chess. If you take this piece, then I take your piece. Arcanum Steward. After you cast a spell, give your hero +1 attack this turn. And this does stack. This does stack. So Quillblade gets buffed. Professor Mori gets buffed. So he just needs to cast another spell, and he can kill the... No! Oh, Santa Maria! 4 mana took my raid gunner.
Such a waste.
Oh man, I just got blown out, fellas. That is harsh. That is extraordinarily harsh. Oh my god.
Let's think this through.
And if I summon the Valiant class mech, it just
Got an
dies.
idea.
So he's got
Gotta make
10
the most of
damage on
this.
board. So the good thing about Valiant class mech is that I can give it Shroud, which means it can't be targeted by spells, abilities, or war cries. So it's just a big tank that he'll have to trade into. So I think that Valiant class mech, if I summon it, will allow me to just clean up his board like really, really easily. The other problem though is the raid gunner now has access to shoot it. So I think I play it here. Oh god, no, because then he just plays one more spell and the Quill Blade gets to trade into it for free. So I'm just going to play it here.
What do you got, Rupert?
Oh god, which one do I kill?
Target flash.
That's a really tough choice to weaken the Quill Blade or poke at the raid gunner. And I think I want to start chipping away at the Quill Blade because it's only going to get bigger. So I just want to get this damage in now while I can. Because if he casts a couple more spells, you know, I'd rather have it not get buffed out of Valiant Spelljammer's range.
Oh, this is a good one, right?
If this works out the way I want it to, it might force him back, and then I can turtle in this section right here behind the Valiant Spelljammer. But then again, you know, there is a chance that his hand is all spells and he just one-shots me here.
I'm here.
That alternate timeline just completely destroyed me.
I see you.
Okay, so looks like he's going to trade in the Quill Blade here. Oh, nope, that's right. I intentionally played it out of range. Ugh. This is incredibly spooky. I can't even begin to tell you how spooky this is.
Timing.
Alright, so first things first. We're gonna move here.
Gotta make the most of this.
My god.
I'm here.
Timing.
And because the way I positioned myself on the other side of this boulder, I didn't have the means to use my ability on the Valiant Spelljammer, so I just had to trade it in there. He has potential to just walk down here, because he has double Arcanum Steward now. So I think I sacrificed the Medframe tech. If I just play it here.
Deadline.
Okay, who took damage?
Because again, he just casts one spell, gets +2, and maybe he wants to kill the Medframe tech instead of killing me. Oh, man. Really unfortunate. I honestly don't respect blue enough, but there's the players who play blue, play Professor Mori, do so religiously, and they know all the crazy tricks, and I definitely don't respect it enough. Oh my god, Binder. So I don't get a counterattack either? Yo, I got completely blown out here. That alternate timeline was disgusting.
I'm here.
Yeah, that's GG. I can't even hate on this. Jeez Louise. You know what? No, I can't go out like a
Think this
punk.
through.
Phew. I gotcha.
Claws out, buddy. I'm here.
Oh, that's rude.
I'm here. Gotta make the most of this. Ugh. Ugh. I hope I can write this mission off as a business expense.
Mercy. Okay, so that match wasn't too hot, fam. Note to self, versus blue, do not buff your 2-drop.
Don't have to.
Oh, but we're getting the
Rupert,
mirror.
spool up combat
Okay.
processes.
Yes, Mom.
This might be a little better. Let's see, strike pack I don't really need. Medframe tech is interesting to develop early. Since I have a 2-drop, I can go 2-drop into, maybe I get efficiency expert. Probably good to have upgrade technician in my hand, simply because I'll be drawing into other stuff anyway. Portal device, that'll do. But he gets to move first. I too start with 1 mana. Personal portal device, I could be cheeky, automatically teleport to high ground, and get that shot in, but it's much better to save this for some really clutch turn that plus
What do you
2
got,
attack is
Rupert?
going to be more useful. I'm moving here because it looks like he wants to get onto the high ground. Raid gunner.
Let's think this through.
Alright, so he can move here onto the high ground and then attack. This is what I was trying to do last game, right? But I was under too much early pressure. So that, what was it called? Baffling Presence is, yeesh, you know? Anyway. I could have dealt with the Baffling Presence. I feared the, what was it called? That Smuggler that had, that could have Splash. Because I didn't want to get blown out by that either. And I think me trying to take it slower to play around that card is what set me too far behind in that match. So what we're going to do here
Gotta make the most of this.
is just probably hold my ground.
Okay,
Play the
who
med
took
frame tech.
damage?
Because if he's going to, you know, take the high ground, then I'll just have to take my pot shots at it. And you can see I'm body blocking here to protect my med frame tech.
I'm here.
The interesting thing too here is that he thinks, oh well, he can only do 2 damage to the raid gunner, and then I'll just use mana to heal it. He's got the Seeker bot too, which is really good because it is flying. It's just a 4/4 flying. It'll just come down here and kill me. Now I've got my own Seeker bot. So, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. Because the Seeker bot kills my Medframe tech anyway. I don't have enough mana to play my own Seeker bot and still kill the Raid Gunner. Which is what I really want to do this turn. Because like I said, if I just deal 2 damage, then he just heals it for 2.
Sigh. Sigh.
You know what? I'm just going to do that. I'll just play my own Seeker bot.
I'm here. Got an idea.
And
Sigh.
I'm just going to force him. I'm going to force him to spend this mana. And I'm going to force him to make that trade.
I'm here.
So he decided to develop the bolter tech instead of getting the raid gunner in the proper spot.
Got an idea.
Because he thinks that he can just run away and buy another turn, and I think that this is where I portal device to kill that raid gunner. The bolter tech is actually really problematic though, because if he gets a bunch of HP on his minions, then I'm going to be in major trouble.
Gotta make the most of this.
Oh, what I can do is portal device, kill the
Rupert,
raid gunner,
make a pass.
and then just walk
What do you
away.
got, Rupert? Think this through.
Sigh.
And Medframe tech only works on minions, by the way. I'm like at these really awkward mana totals here. Spooky.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I haven't curved out very well. I've been playing some odd mana turns in order to deal with his stuff a little bit better on my terms, but now it's really starting to get sketchy. The assault sprinter has +3 movement, so you know it's just going to be fighting me everywhere. I think I just take this damage and then just play a Valiant class mech in his face, but I do need to start poking down this bolter tech. Man, this is really tricky coming back onto the board. So I think I actually am forced to static discharge this turn to nip this in the bud.
Sigh.
If I move the Medframe tech here, does he take 6 damage? No, that's not how that spell works. That would be really ridiculously OP.
Sigh.
So I'm just going to move the Medframe tech down here away from the assault sprinter.
Claws out, buddy.
Got an idea. Sigh.
So right now I'm just playing damage control, trying to scale into Valiant class mechs. But my opponent's super far ahead on board. He can move the assault sprinter here. Oh, actually, I would have moved the assault sprinter here and and then moved my general to cut off my escape route. So I kind of lucked out there. I have to move here so that the cannoneer doesn't get me. And I've got 6 mana this turn. So I'm actually going to do upgrade tech into raid class mech.
I'm here.
What do you got, Rupert?
Sigh.
And I guess I just get another pot shot. So I need these 2 minions to hold for me to survive this next turn. Okay, that ain't good. Okay. That seemed a bit hasty to me. He really wants to keep the assault sprinter alive. Oh, right, I forgot about this angle on the cannoneer.
Requisition. Rush order.
That's fine. This is definitely an issue. This, in my opinion, this map has a couple, like, really dastardly sight lines. Now the assault sprinter is up in my face.
Got an idea.
Let's see. So I can actually summon the Valiant class mech here to pressure the cannoneer. The assault sprinter is so good because it has access to, like, everywhere on board. If I summon it here, then he could potentially trade into the Valiant class mech, which I think is what I want. What I could do is, instead of giving it Shroud, give it Damage Shield. And then that way, if it takes 1 tick of damage, it'll actually have much higher effective health. But if I... Oh, excuse me. Ugh. If I don't give it Shroud, if he has Scrap, and he just pays 5 mana to kill it for free, then I think I just lose from there. So I 100% need to play this and give it Shroud.
Sigh.
He can also heal the Assault Sprinter,
Come on, Petra.
Sigh.
but
Think.
I'm just gonna get that pot shot in. I suppose if I was thinking along the lines of the Assault Sprinter being forced to make this trade, it would have been better to shoot Petra rather than him. But, again, in case he has like a crazy workaround. Forgot about that sight line. He's actually not going to go for that trade. Wow.
I'm here.
Do it, buddy.
Ooh. Scandalous. The Mountain. Before this minion takes damage, reduce the amount of damage to it to 1. So I have to hit him 7 separate times. God, that's really spicy. So I have 8 mana here. It's a matter of whether I want to have more bodies on the board or not. And I think more bodies is correct because the Mountain is a huge issue. That combo is sick. The Builder platform, your next summon minion may replace this one and gain +3/+3. But how was he able to summon it here? Can you summon artifacts? You can summon artifacts anywhere, I believe is the case. So he was just able to give basically 3... And he reduced its cost earlier. Builder platform. I've been sleeping on that card. But that's the other thing I love about this game is that cards that like you don't really count on too much end up being like super good. So what I'm going to do is requisition order into cost reduction,
Rush order.
into combat medic, into plating specialist,
I'm
into
here.
plating specialist. Oh man, I goofed. I goofed.
I'm sad.
I wanted to
Robert.
summon plating specialist,
Make me
but I misplayed there. But I was pretty behind. That combo with the Mountain was actually really clutch. But anyway, thank you for stopping by today for a little taste of Shardbound gameplay. My red army definitely leaves a lot to be desired, but I am going to be, after showing off this faction, this is probably the 3rd out of the ones that I've tried and really like. But after this, I'm going to be transitioning back into yellow. I firmly believe that in order to learn a game quickly, it's much better to focus on just one class, like one aspect of the game, and just focus on their matchups, their strategies, and then branch out from there. So instead of spreading myself thin with red, yellow, green, we're just going to be focusing on Juro. And that will be next time on Shardbound. I'll see you then, and you have a good one.